Hello, this is Ryan from Amnesty, and I'm going to show you Pakal, or the Mayans. I'm going to tell you about the victory condition I'd recommend if you were to play as him, the social policy, and his two unique units, although he has a unique unit and a unique building. So, he has the long count. So after researching theology, you receive a bonus great person at the end of every Maya long count calendar cycle, which means every 394 years, and then each bonus person can only be chosen once. So it goes without saying that you want to go to theology very quickly, and considering you'll want to be doing something research related, you would normally kind of want to go with a scientific somewhat victory as well. Again, in the early years, or early game, I should say, you'll have a great person every 394 years, so you'll receive them fairly quickly early on, but as the game progresses, you won't see as many of them, so don't exactly expect to be obtaining them around the end of your game that you play. And then again, each bonus person can only be chosen once, so with that being said, depending on what playstyle you're doing and game pace you're doing, I would recommend the better great people for a scientific type victory later down the road, because you'll have higher end technologies that you may need more so than early on. Again, it's all situational. So, with that being said, I'll tell you about the top 4 victory conditions that I'd recommend if you were to play as Pakal. Number 1 would definitely be scientific, and that just goes without saying. You'll want the great scientist at some point. You'll definitely probably want to be building cities as well, unless you're shooting for a cultural victory. As the Mayans, there really isn't a bad victory condition you choose. I mean, all of them are fairly equal, mainly due to the long count calendar personality trait. Additionally, you'll have the pyramid, which will actually increase your science and increase your faith that you're generating, which is very nice for a scientific victory, and is predominantly why that's on the top of the chain, because you're going to want to build them in every city that you have, and you're able to build them instantly once you do have a city as well. So essentially it really boosts you up beyond everybody else in science just because of that, and it also is why it's the top victory condition I'd recommend. Now, secondly, I would recommend diplomacy, and that's predominantly because if you have the patronage tree, you can befriend lots of city-states, and obviously with lots of city-states you get lots of votes for that UN victory, or whatever diplomatic, that's how you win. And then you'll also get the extra great person generation from that. How is that? Because again, if you have patronage and you filled out the tree, you're going to get great people generation by city-states, because occasionally they'll gift you a great person, which is fantastic. So it really comes down to the Mayans are heavily great person oriented, which is good and bad. And thirdly, cultural would be another victory condition I'd recommend. It's because the religious benefits you get from the pyramids are very good, because you're able to build this fairly early. And if you adopt a religion really helps with cultural victories, predominantly because depending where you are, wherever you're situated, you can have extra culture based on tiles around you. Now, you're not going to be in the tundra, but if you are, you'll get extra culture from the tundra. You also get extra culture in the jungle if that's what you choose. Again, it's all dependent on what you choose, because just like scientific victory, the number 1, if you have a religion, which chances you will, you'll pick scientific routes to win the game. In culture, you'll pick cultural traits in your religion to win the game. And then lastly would be domination. Now domination, you can win, but I want to say I'm not recommending domination, but it's possible, just because all you have is the latticed, and they're not that dominant. And all in all, Pakal's not a domination type player, because you're missing a lot of the point. The great people generation, you're not going to just have tons of great generals and just go conquer the world. I mean, you can, but I really wouldn't recommend it. So with that being said, I will show you the Atlantis and the Pyramid. So the Atlantis will cost you 36 production or 72 faith. He's an archery unit. He has a combat bonus of 5, a range combat of 7, range of 2, and a movement of 2. And then his abilities are, he may not melee attack, but that is going to be quite clear because he is an archer unit. So it's not like he's going to hit you with the back end of the spear. So with that being said, you'll want to make sure you're out of range of melee-based combat units. Otherwise, chances are he will die. They're a good defensive unit, and they are fairly good as in terms of attacking as well. And then the other unit, or special building I should say, that you get is a Pyramid. The cost is 40 production, the maintenance is 1 gold per turn, it'll get you 2 faith per turn and 2 science per turn. It replaces the shrine, and it's a huge upgrade, because not only does it give you 1 extra faith, it gives you 2 extra science as well. So with that being said, you're able to adopt a religion very quickly, and if you adopt a religion as one of the first, and you adopt all the scientific-based related policies, you can easily win a scientific victory. And with that being said, I will show you the social policies I'd recommend if you were to play the Mayans. Before I show you any social policies, I will show you the start bias of the Mayans. Now this is a very good one. You're in the jungle, it's going to be hilly, and there's mountains. So this is generally what you will typically see if you play as the Mayans. You'll have gems, silks, all that kind of stuff in jungle tiles. So I will show you the policies that I recommend now. And it would definitely be rationalism. And why is that? Based upon scientific-based civilizations, you'll want this one specifically because you'll get extra science out of specialists, you'll get extra science out of trading posts and universities. More importantly, you'll get research agreements boosted by 50%. Once you fill out this whole entire tree, you'll get 2 free technologies, which is huge because that may just give you shoot you into the next era, and it will let you dominate another player in whichever. It's very important. I would definitely recommend rationalism, and to a lesser extent patronage. If you're going and looking for a cultural type or diplomatic based victory, you'll want to choose this rather than rationalism, predominantly because again you're trying to befriend city-states, befriend AI players that will vote for you in the UN voting process at the end of the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video of the Mayans. Please rate, subscribe, and comment. Thank you for watching.